Hey there, I'm Ken. This is Canadian Retro Things. Welcome! Today, I feel like doing some graphics in BASIC09. And when I'm talking about doing graphics in BASIC09, I am talking about doing high-res graphics. So of course, to do graphics in BASIC09, the first thing you have to do is start BASIC09. There we go. So we are now into BASIC09, and now I have to open up a screen that will allow us to make graphics on it. Now the way you do that is you start a program. We will call it graphics. The first thing you have to run is run the GFX2 program called DWEnd. Now, what that does is it closes the current window you have open. The current window that we have open is, of course, this text screen that we are typing on right now. So we're closing that up, and then we are opening a new window. So we are running the GFX2 command dwset. Now dwset has a lot of parameters that you put into it. Now what dwset does, it opens a window and sets its location on the screen, its size, background color, foreground color, and border color. So the first thing that you have to do is enter the format that you want to use. So we are using format 7. Now I hear you asking, what exactly is format 7? Well, I will throw up on the screen right now a table that shows what the different formats are. So we are using format code 7, which creates an 80 by 24 screen, which has a resolution of 640 by 192. Now the way that the graphics screen works is that the 0, 0 coordinate is in the top left-hand corner, and X goes along the top of the corner of the screen, so there's 640 points across the top of the screen and 192 down along the bottom, or along the side. And you can have up to 4 colors on the screen at once, and then you can see the memory requirements and the screen type there. So we have put in that we are using format 7. The next thing that you enter are your starting coordinates for your X and Y. So 0, 0, because we want to start in the top corner of the screen. And then we want to do the width and the length. And it's an 80 column screen, so the width will be obviously 80. And we are putting in 25 columns. So that should take it right to the bottom of the screen. Now you want to set the foreground, background, and border colors. We are going with 2, 0, and 0, which should give us a white screen with black writing. Now I could run that right now and it would be a blank screen. But what we are going to do is we are going to make up a simple little graphic. And we are going to start with the simplest of all, a line. So the line has 4 parameters. It's starting X and Y coordinates, and it's ending X and Y coordinates. So there's 4 parameters there. Excuse me. So if we say start at 25, 25, and then we take it, X is a lot bigger than Y, so we can take it out to, say, 325. And only move a little bit down the Y coordinate, so we'll just go to 40. And that should give us a nice little line that draws near the top of the screen with a little bit of a diagonal in it. Now I put in just a little loop at the bottom of the program to keep it running so that it doesn't shut the screen off right away. Quit. So there's our simple little program to draw a line. Now we run it, and there we go. When I hit the break key, we get back in. Of course, because I've changed the graphic screen type, we're staying in this graphic screen type, so let's add something to that. Now we've done a line. How about we make a couple more things? So we are going to make a circle here. So what you do is you put the center point of the circle. So we'll do it at 100, 100. And then the radius of the circle. So let's say 35. Make a nice little circle there. So now we are going to make an ellipse, which is of course a kind of an odd-shaped circle, obviously. So we're going to put it above the other circle, say at 50, comma. Oh, wait, no, we're going to keep it on 100. That's the center, and then make it at 50. So it's going to be above the circle. And then you are putting in the X radius and the Y radius. So we want the X radius to be, how about 15 and 35. So that should make the ellipse, I believe, touch the top of the circle. So let us run this program, and there you go. Now, so there's our line, our circle, and an ellipse just above it. Very simple. They're all just simple little commands on how to make these graphics on the screen. One more that I am going to show you here is we're now going to add a box to the mix. A box has 4 parameters. It is the top corner of the box, or a corner of the box. So if we go 100 by 100, that's going to start right in the middle of our circle. Now we can make it go out to, now you want to make the second 2 parameters are the opposite corner of the one that you've put in. So if this is the top left-hand corner of the box, then I'm putting in the bottom right-hand corner. So the X coordinate, let's move it out a nice distance to 265. And we'll move the Y coordinate down to 160. There we go. Let's see how that looks. There we go. We now have a box. So the next thing that we're going to do is fill in part of this. So what you're doing with the fill command is that you just pick one spot on the screen, and it will begin filling out from that spot until it hits borders, lines, or whatever. So what we're going to do is we're going to attempt to fill in the little chunk of the circle where the box overlaps. So since the center of the circle is 100 by 100 and the box starts at 100 by 100, if we go to 110 by 110, that will start right in the middle of that little pie shape and fill it in. There you go. It is filled in the little pie shape. But, you know, that's black and white. What if we wanted to change the color of that? We've only got the 4 colors. So what we do is we have to change the color just before the fill statement. We are using the color statement here. Now, right now we've got 0 being the white, 2 being the black. I know that 1 is dark blue, doesn't look a lot different than black, but if we use 3, it should be the same color as our cursor, which is green. So let's change that to 3. Hey there, it's Ken from the future editing this video. Something I forgot to mention about the color command is that you can use up to 3 parameters with it. If you're just using the 1, it changes the foreground color. If you're using 2 parameters, it changes the foreground and background color in that order. If you're using all three, it changes the foreground, background, and border colors in that order. All right, back to the video. Now, we have a green fill there. So that's how you use the color statement. But wait, there's more. Let's say you wanted to use a color other than green. So right now, our colors that we have available to us on this little 4 set of colors is white, dark blue, black, and green. And by the way, because I changed color 3 to green, it also makes the writing green. So what we are going to do now is edit the program. And just before our color statement, we are going to add another statement. You're going to add the palette statement. This allows you to change any one color in the current palette you're using. So our choices are 0, 1, 2, and 3 that we're going to change the color on. We're going to change that green, which is, so we're changing palette color 3. Now what are we going to change it to? Well, I don't have what all the colors are in front of me, so let's just pick something at random and say 17. So we are now changing it to color 17. I believe there are 64 colors available to you right now. So this is what our program looks like right now. Now I have to pray that color 17 isn't white, because if it's white, then I'm going to lose being able to see anything. But let's run it, see what happens. Oh, it becomes dark green. And now I'm going to show you one more thing that the program can do for drawing simple graphics. And that is using the draw statement. Now you can see this little program that I wrote. Starts out normal, closes the one screen, opens the new graphics screen. Then you have the SETDPTR. So you're setting your draw pointer. Wherever you set your draw pointer, that's where it will begin drawing from. If you don't set your draw pointer, it'll start from the last point that it drew something. So if you drew a different shape or something, it'll start from there. The next 2 lines that I have draw something. Now the draw statement uses simple directional commands, obviously starting from your set pointer point. So at 100, 100, it's now going to draw north 15, west 10, east 60, west 10, south 15, west 40. So that's just how many pixels it's moving each time. Then I have the go-to statement in there because the second part of the screen is another thing that I will be telling you how to use, but the all the drawing options are different directions. So north, south, east, west, and you can also go northeast, northwest, southeast, or southwest at 90-degree or at 45-degree angles. So if we run this, it draws kind of an upside down hat. Very nice, very pretty. But what does the rest of it do? Well, let's take out that go-to statement. And look at it. So now after it's drawn that upside down hat, I'm setting the pointer to point 120 by 75. So that's just right in the center of that upside down hat and a little bit above it. Now the next thing I'm doing is a draw statement that uses the U, which is drawing a relative vector to specified coordinates. And it always starts at where your pointer is. So it's going to draw 2 lines there. U, so it's going to draw it negative 30x coordinates and 10y coordinates. So it's going to draw from the 120 by 75 to 90 by 85. And then it's going to reset itself to where this pointer was, 120 by 75, and go 30, 10. So it'll go from 120, 75 to 150, 85. So when you're using the U command, it's always relative to where the pointer is and always returns to where the pointer is. So if I started drawing another directional thing after that, it would start at point 120, 75. And then I'm filling in the area that I just drew. So let's take a look at what that drew. It drew the top of a house, a roof. There you go. So the very peak of the roof there is the 120 by 75. Then it drew the two lines to the left and to the right that meet up with the top of the upside down hat. So there you have it. That is how easy it is to draw shapes, draw other things in BASIC 09. Now, obviously, these are not all the commands that you can use. There are many others. They are available if you read over the manual that is available on the archive. I highly recommend going through that. But if you have an ability to know how to use these commands, well, it's not that hard to figure out how to use the other commands. So I hope you enjoyed this little video. As a matter of fact, myself and L. Curtis Boyle will be doing a presentation at CocoFest this year, which, if you're watching this video before May 14th and 15th, that is when CocoFest is in Chicago, we will be doing a presentation Sunday morning about some more advanced commands that you can use in BASIC 09. Some of them do actually deal with the graphic stuff here that I'll be talking about. If you tune in to our presentation, or even if you show up in person at CocoFest in Chicago, May 14th and 15th, you can watch our presentation live and learn more stuff about BASIC 09 and commands that you can use. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, you know what you can do with the liking, the subscribing, and the commenting below, because anything and everything you do is always greatly appreciated. I hope to see you in Chicago, but I have nothing else to say here, so goodbye.